Hi everyone, it's Sarah here, and I am a trance channel, and I channel an energy called Amana, as well as the energy of the one you know as Jesus, the Ascended Master and Teacher Jesus. So this video I will be sharing with you a channeled writing that I received from Jesus 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I have trance channeled Jesus. I've been channeling him for about a year. I've always felt a connection to, I call him Yeshua, sometimes he calls himself Jesus. This particular message I found is very profound, and it talks about some of the lesser talked about or known things, and I wanted to share that with you. It came through writing, so I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. If any of this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It's don't take it in. If it does resonate with you, then that's wonderful. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So I'm going to read it to you right now. So I first heard him say this first line to me, and then he told me to sit down and write. And sometimes when I trance channel, my eyes start to blink when I'm writing. So the first thing I heard was, believe it or not, I never went to church. I wasn't baptized or a Christian. That's the first thing I heard. And then he told me to start writing. And then from there on, this is the writing. I had struggles. I questioned my purpose. I had anger. I experienced the frequency and wavelength of emotions that all humans come to experience. My purpose was to bring the Christ light to humanity, the light of oneness that connects all living things. My mission was to reharmonize and to bring humanity closer to their God-realized self. It was quite revolutionary at the time to say that the love of God lies within, and that God is not a God to be feared. My purpose was to liberate, to educate, to enlighten, and to empower, not so far off from what many of you light workers are doing now. At the time, God was viewed as a judgmental force of creation, wielded by man to bring order to chaos. It is disheartening that my name is used to do the very same, to control, to wield dominion or guilt over another. Shame, guilt, and fear are shadow energies, the shadow of which has been perpetuated for a millennia, even in the time that I lived as the man you know as Jesus. I, being human, also had a shadow side. I questioned the tasks that were put before me. I was not always the obedient son of God that some would portray me to be. I was as I have said, not unlike you. You have separated me from you. I have become something to worship, but I am not to be worshipped. My very word was the opposite of worshiping others. My word was to say, thou shalt worship the God, in parentheses love, because God is love, within. My very word expresses the truth that you are God. You are not the slave of a selfish, righteous God that damns your existence and that says the very nature of your desires are sins. The truest God has no agenda. His agenda is but your own, for you are one and the same. He has no name that you could utter, but the name you give him. His name is your name. There is no name you could give him that would suffice. God is unknowable by definition. You cannot know God, conceptualize God, from the place of trying to perceive or understand him, because in that moment you are trying to understand something that is outside of yourself. You are trying to define and therefore creating a limitation and an understanding that which is outside of you. God is not outside of your own understanding. You come to know God by knowing yourself and your connection to all living things. The seed of God's creation lies within. It is planted in your heart. The same spark of life that sparked all of creation is within the seed of your own heart. You come to know God, in parentheses love, by connecting to the love within yourself. That love is woven in the thread of all living things. As you come to experience your own connection to that love, you come to experience your connection to the Creator. of that love. As you experience the energy of the Creator, you are in turn experiencing your own divinity. It is the same way that you breathe in and breathe out. Your very breath in is the breath of creation and mirrors the contraction and expansion of the universe. As you breathe in, you breathe into your own connection to the love within, expanding your lungs to contract them and send your breath out into the universe. God's name is your name. That is why when you say I am, you are bringing conscious awareness to the God presence within. When you say I am, you breathe in, you are saying I am connected to God within as you breathe in. You are breathing the life of that within your own connection. As you breathe out and say that I am, you are bringing conscious awareness to the God force in all living things through your own life force. You are recognizing that I am is the connection to the God within you. To say I am is to say I am connected to the all, for God is all. There is not one thing that God is not. God is all of you. God is love. But God is also fear, shame, anger, and all the lesser energies that you feel uncomfortable letting God be. You see, God is all things because there is not one thing that God didn't create. All of creation is born through God. So you may ask now, dear one, why would God create hate or suffering? Why would God choose to be anything but good? Dear ones, God did not choose that. You have. It's pretty powerful. You have chosen to be all things, the good and the bad. You have chosen to create everything and all these things here and now. And because your God is a loving God, He has given it to you. He has given you all that you would ask for and more. He will always give you what you ask for, dear ones. And this then leads you to your next question. Why would we ever ask for anything not good? Why would we ask to be beaten, murdered, abandoned, unloved, shamed, blamed, and all of the lesser attributes we deem as punishment? You ask for these things, dear ones, not from your conscious asking. You are not saying, dear God, please let me be hurt. You are asking from a place of returning to remember. Let me and us, the collective of light, explain. You have asked for a free will experience on earth. You wanted to experience every vibration. Let us clarify to you to say your soul collectively wanted this. You wanted to experience every vibration so you and God could come to reunite and know each other here on earth. When you overcome pain, fear, and struggle, you become God realized. God realized is remembering the vibration of God, love, within you. Fear, pain, and struggles, etc., are the darker energies that help you return to your God self, and that eventually help you return to love. The journey here is about honoring all parts of self and returning to the love within, which essentially means returning to the God within. God comes to know each and every one of you through the journey of the return of self-love within. This is how you come to know God, for you are one and the same. The God force within you longs, awaits to be realized, awakened, and activated. How is it activated? It is activated through the seed of your divinity. Your God self is activated through the open gateway and portal of the open heart center. It is through this seed of creation that all miracles are manifest. Darker counterforce energies and the force that pulls you towards the light and towards this realization. It says darker counterforce energies are the force that pulls you towards the light and towards this realization. If you are not honoring the dark, you will not be balanced in the light. As you come to know, to heal, to accept your darkness, you come closer to your light. As you head closer to your light, you expose your darkness in turn. It's a beautiful balance of energetic returning to center. We call this a cycle of return. This is how you evolve through the darker energies to return to the light within. You will have many of these in this lifetime. It is important to release judgment, and it is important to release judgment of yourself to experience the darkness. Your darkness is the mechanism that brings you closer to your God-realized self. And because you have the freedom to choose, because God loves you this much, you can choose to embrace your darkness or not. It is once more your choice. At this time now, humanity has collectively chosen to heal its darkness. So you are seeing an unraveling. This choice has already been made. The return to love becomes woven through all things as the shadow is revealed, embraced, and released. Both the collective shadow of humanity and the shadow of lack within you are being healed now. You are a part of the all, and the all is a part of you. Do not curse the darkness. Do not curse the very thing that brings you to the light. As you liberate this shadow, or the shadow within yourself, you in turn liberate the shadow for the collective. Never out of turn, never misstep. There is always a reason and a season for all things. The more you are able to forgive the darker parts of yourself and pour love onto weak parts of self, the more you can do this for others. It is not a cliche to say that it all starts with you, dear one. You lead the way for humanity, and humanity leads the way through you. You are a collective of light, and as you awaken and return to the love within yourself, the planet, the collective, the ones that you have deemed lesser and separate, they return as well. Loving without judgment is acceptance, is forgiveness, is oneness. So love all parts of self without recrimination, shame, and judgment. And watch the veil of the shadow self and the veil of illusion part to reveal the truth. That all is one, all is love, and love is all. Your loving friend, teacher, and guide, the one you know as Jesus. So I know that was very long, and there was so much in that. I literally filled up 10 pages of my notebook, and it was about 3 pages, not spaced, typed. It's very packed with information. So if you want to rewatch this video and listen, over, sometimes we need to listen to things a couple of times to really digest things, right? But I know when I channeled that, I knew it as it was coming in, that was something I was supposed to share. I knew that it wasn't just for me. I've so far shared it with a couple of people, and I felt like it needed to be put on YouTube, and I felt like it needed to be put out into the stratosphere to show that it came through me, and this is something that I feel is important, and eventually maybe it will be in a book. I do believe, he told me I could connect to him more and get more writings if I chose. So I will be doing that. And again, there's so much information in that, and it's so tightly woven together. So if you want to listen a couple of times, but some of the things that I took out of it is that, Jesus was human. He had emotions, and he struggled with things the same way we do, and that's comforting. And also, that God created everything, even darkness. That's sometimes hard for us to wrap our mind, and like, God created bad things, like why, So there's an explanation of that, and that's pretty powerful. So again, if this resonates, beautiful. If it doesn't, that's okay. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to take it in, right? But for the people who it does resonate with, allow yourself to absorb and digest and hear it more than once. So that's it. So thank you for watching, checking out my Jesus channeling. I think I'll start trance channeling again, start channeling Jesus again, and bringing him in and do that, and put that on YouTube as well. So hope you enjoyed this. If you check out my other videos, I do light language videos and ascension teachings and a whole bunch of good stuff putting on the channel lately. So thank you for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Much love. Bye.